Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. Scholars from northern Nigeria has written to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the National Assembly over the relocation of the United States military bases to Nigeria. Now, these scholars from northern Nigeria, they wrote to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the leadership of the National Assembly on the dangers of the relocation of American and French military bases from the Sahel region to Nigeria. In the letter, Abubakar Mohammed from the Center for Democratic Development, Zaria, Atahiru Mohammed from Bayero University, Kano, and four others allege that the American and French governments have been desperately lobbying the governments of Nigeria, Benin, Togo, and Ghana to agree to sign new defense pacts that will enable them to redeploy their soldiers expelled from Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. According to the scholars, some of the troops have already been redeployed to Chad, but France and United States prefer countries of the Gulf of Guinea that are more strategically located to serve their interest in the central zone of the Sahel. Of the countries in the Gulf of Guinea, Nigeria turns out to be the most strategically located. There are indications that the Nigerian government may be favorably disposed to the proposed defense pact. However, there is a widespread apprehension that signing of the pact by Nigeria will have wide-ranging implications for defense and the internal security of the country, they said. They went down memory lane to highlight attempts by foreign governments to establish such alliance with Nigeria in the past that were turned down, and urged the current administration not to accept such a tie. According to them, similar military bases in West Africa had served ulterior motives of first world countries. The group said these French and American bases were used by the French and the Americans to carry out manned and unmanned surveillance flights and other operations in the Sahel. So this is a big issue, that the military bases of France and United States in the Sahel, where they were literally chased out by the coup plotters in those countries, that the United States and France, they are putting pressure on Nigeria and other West African countries like Benin, Togo, and Ghana to take over, to accept the location of military bases in their soil. Should Nigeria accept or should Nigeria not accept that proposal? First of all, before I go into whether to accept or not to accept, there's something funny about black man. You say you don't want the French. You say you don't want American bases. Now you chase Americans out. You chase the French out, and you are replacing them with Russian troops. So you are trading a supposedly one slave master for another slave master. It doesn't show that Africans think rightly. It would have made a lot of sense to me if this Burkina Faso, Niger, all these people, they chase away the imperialists, and then allow their own country to remain without having any military base from China or from Russia. But when you are replacing one tax master for another one, what does this issue? It means that you, ab initio, you are not really interested in the security or the independence of your country. You are just, what you did was trading places. The reason why you are opposing America is or you oppose Americans having bases in your country, or oppose the French, is because you have some kind of animosity against them. So you have now chased them out. You have done a coup. You have chased them out. Now, in their place, you now brought Russia. For what purpose? And you think that Russia will not play the same role that America and the French were playing when they had military bases in that territory. See, that's my problem with we Africans. And that's why when you are looking at, there's no African country that is a developed country. It is because of this kind of thinking backward instead of thinking forward. You are removing the American bases, you are removing the French bases, then you are replacing them with the Russian bases. What kind of people are these? And they call themselves leaders, and the people are hailing them that they are revolutionary. They have put the France in their proper place. They have put America. They have dealt with America. But you are replacing America with another power, another authority. If you had chased them away and take over your country and say, never again are we going to allow an imperial power to maintain a military base in our countries, it makes a lot of sense. Now back to Nigeria issue. The history of Nigeria has shown, right from the time of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe and all that, Nigeria has always tried to be neutral, not to be part of the power equation around the world. Based on that, it doesn't make sense for Nigeria to allow military bases by foreign powers to be established in our country. Nigeria had always maintained neutrality in world events. That's why one of the doctrine of our foreign policy is that Nigeria is a member of the non-allied nations who are neither for Russia nor for United States. A country that want to assert itself, that want to project its independence without being handicapped by alliances to either Russia or to United States. Of course, we know that in our political development, United States has played a big role. Some of our leaders attended American universities and all that. Many of them attended United Kingdom universities and all that. And we know that we are colonized by Britain. So we are tilted towards America by language and by history, just as we are tilted towards UK. But when it comes to international affairs, since we got our independence, our founding fathers have always believed that Nigeria should assert itself in the world on its own terms and not the terms determined by anybody. So on that basis, these northern scholars, they are right to advocate that, look, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and National Assembly should not succumb to this pressure. They are quite on point. But they should also understand that while that is the most ideal thing to do, having Russia in our backyard with military bases may also have consequences in the future. But that is okay. We can afford to negotiate with Russia anytime we have to negotiate with Russia. But it would have been a different ball game if we allow America to have their bases or the French to have their bases in Nigeria. They will now become part of the chess game of America, Russia, and France in the sub-region. That will not be in the long run. That will not be in the best interest of Nigeria in the long run. So I support those who say, look, let Nigeria continue to maintain its neutrality, its non-aligned notion, policy on international relations. We should not be aligned. We should not be aligned to America or to Russia. Let us stand in the middle and maintain our independence in line with the views and aspirations of the founding fathers of this nation. That's my take on it. So I agree with these guys. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should not succumb. The National Assembly should ensure that they do not succumb to Tinubu did not succumb to that. But you know, Tinubu himself will understand. Tinubu, by now, he must have learned his lessons. Remember when the coup happened in Niger Republic, how he was acting as if he can act unilaterally on issues concerning Nigeria and other countries. But at the end of the day, he realized that he made a mistake, although they have not admitted it publicly. But Nigerians resisted going to war with Niger Republic. Nigerians resisted invasion of Niger Republic. And at the end of the day, that was what happened. That was what happened. Nigeria, even though as chairman of ECOWAS, Nigeria tried to muzzle Niger Republic after the coup. But because the people of Nigeria stood their ground, especially those especially northern Nigeria that shares cultural affinity and boundaries with Niger Republic. They stood their ground both in National Assembly and elsewhere. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was forced to abandon the planned military invasion of Niger Republic. So with this kind of voices coming up, I can assure you that I do not think that Tinubu will succumb. Even if he wanted, he can't succumb. Even though right now the National Assembly of Nigeria looks like a rubber stamp. If Tinubu is to attempt it, he will be shocked what he will get at the National Assembly. So I think it's a non-issue as far as I'm concerned. Tinubu will not allow Americans and the Russians, Americans and the French to establish their military base in Nigeria. Tinubu is smart. Tinubu is already eyeing 2027. Even though some people may say, perhaps he will allow them so that they will help him in 2027. But there will be consequences if you allow any superpower to set up military base in Nigeria in the long run. That's not in the interest of the country. And I believe that Tinubu is smart to know that he will not allow anything that will make all these foreign powers to have bases in Nigeria. It will not happen. It will not happen. I'm absolutely sure about that. It will not happen. Not that that the Tinubu administration wouldn't have loved to do it if they can get away with it, but it is something they cannot get away with. There are some things you can't get away with in Nigeria. There are some things, no matter how powerful you think you are, you can't get away with in Nigeria. There are some sensitive matters you can't get away with in Nigeria. You cannot extend your tenure as a government. For example, you can't get third term in Nigeria. You can't do the kind of things the other countries are. You can't get third term. Obasanjo couldn't get third term. Buhari couldn't get third term. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu will never attempt third term. But that's, by the way, there are some things just you can't do in Nigeria. And one of them is allowing military bases to be established in this country. It will make, if you are the president of Nigeria, it will make you to have a lot of internal enemies in Nigeria. No matter how the external friends will tell you that they will help you. So that's why strategically, I do not think that Tinubu will succumb. But it is good that these northern scholars drew attention to what is going on so that Nigerians will not be taken by surprise. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.